get moving, I guess. So we woke up with a little bit of a haze this morning. It's not that bad, but yeah, it is indicative of a fire somewhere. It could easily be the ones hundreds of miles away though, and may easily burn off as the day goes on. So I'm not that concerned right now, but we're getting up a little bit earlier now, not that much earlier, so that we can make a little bit more miles because we want to be able to get into town in a few days early enough to hitchhike. So that's our long-term goal, or midterm. I could see the mountains in the horizon last night without any issues, so that's a good indicator that the air quality is not as good now as it was yesterday. So we've done some research, and apparently there's a fire called the Thayer fire, which is about 10 miles away from us in that direction. It started yesterday, and it's unknown how big it is at this point because it's kind of early reporting, but silver lining is, trail-wise, it's behind us, so it's likely not going to affect us very much. And the other fires that are around are hundreds of miles ahead and might be under control by the time we get there, so I'm holding out hope. I know I've been talking about fire a lot, and then a perfect exemplary strategy here during one of these situations, I'm splitting off from Splash and Clover, who are going down the CDT normal route. I'm gonna go along this ridge and reconnect with no communication with anybody else for the next half hour. That route down there drops 500 feet to a lake that I am not interested in going to because I don't need water. And then you climb immediately 500 feet back up to the same ridge. So why would I do that? Supposedly I can follow this 4x4 road for a little bit, and then I'll have to bushwhack back to where the trail is in a little bowl over here. So I hope it works. I now see the reticence that other people had on going this way because there was supposed to be a unmaintained road that does not exist, and I'm just causing rock slides at this point. I'm gonna go back on what I just said. You can kind of just surf down this stuff. It's just not really that bad. So I made it back on trail. The question now would be, am I ahead or am I behind the other two? There's one clue that's letting me know that I'm ahead. I've run into about 50 spider webs all over my face, all over my body. So I'm definitely the first one to go through this area this morning. So the alternate was a good decision. So we just passed a southbounder, and we were told that a guy named Rocky is just a half mile ahead of us, which I may not have gotten any videos of him, but he started the same day as me. He's from Lithuania, kind of a goofy guy, really nice, but I haven't seen him since probably Chama, which is, you know, 2/3 the trail back. So it'll be really interesting to run into him again. He's also a crazy bastard. He basically did all of New Mexico wearing flip-flops or something similar. Last we saw him, he was wearing said flip-flops walking into the snow in the San Juans. So we figured maybe he had some bad results, and that's why we never saw him again. But I guess we'll learn what happened here pretty soon. This is the first place I've seen it looks like Colorado again, I guess, in a long time. And Rocky's back. Sorry, I've got you on video.
Hey. I'm still alive.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought you might have died. When last I heard, somebody told me you walked into the San Juans with your flip-flops on in the snow.
Yeah, I still got the whole, 10 fingers.
Hey, there's a lot of people with a lot better gear than you that are no longer on trail or aren't out here anymore, so good for you.
Yeah.
it's funny how you never know who's just ahead of you or just behind you, because apparently Rocky's been hiking just ahead of us for weeks now. He said he hasn't really been around anybody for any substantial period of time since Central Colorado, which would have been a couple months ago, which is kind of nuts. But he's probably going to camp with us tonight, and maybe he'll just be around in general, which is all good. He's a nice guy, interesting. He's works in a salmon processing plant in Norway because he's from Eastern Europe and saved up money to do this. There's a lot of different kind of people that you meet out here. Starting to have some change here. It's going to be wetter, I think, in the coming weeks, which is well needed for us. First patch of snow I've seen in a while, but still it's August and it hasn't melted yet, so it must get deep here. Really pretty valley otherwise though. Doesn't seem very eventful, but this has been a pretty long day. It's almost 7 p.m. I'm still walking. I haven't seen the others in hours and I'm ahead of them, so they're gonna probably roll into camp pretty late. We did almost a 30 today too, which is the longest we've done in a while. This terrain doesn't really lend for easy hiking either. This whole Idaho section has been misleadingly difficult. Kind of slept on it a little bit. I didn't have any impression that it would be like this, but that's the job, I guess.
Lots of calories. I think this trip to Anaconda, I'm gonna pack out a insubstantial amount of McDonald's. That's what I've been doing since the basic time.
Last one out again this morning. It's a lot cooler and wetter up here. I don't know if it's just because of the condensation or if the weather's changing, but I'm kind of welcoming it. I'm tired of it being dry. We're gonna do about 26 today, I think. 26 to 29. We'll see how far we get. That fire has certainly been growing, it seems like, because obviously there's limited visibility, more so than there was the last couple days, and you can smell it now. I don't know that I could have smelled it before, but I can at this point. You can actually see a band of smoke along the peak over there across the valley now, so that's substantial. The state of American infrastructure. It's like when Rome collapsed and all the roads in England just receded back into the earth. Still climbing, and this is only like 2 hours after I took the last video like this. I'd say it's getting even worse. I'm gonna get phone service up here and check and see what's going on. It's about this time I should stick my foot in my mouth for my comments the other day about luck with the fires, I guess. It still might be temporary though. So we were able to get some phone service and figured out that I think the smoke is coming from a fire about 50 miles west of us that's burning 15,000 acres. And there's another one of pretty similar size right next to it. So It's all blowing in from there. Hey, Clover. Do you feel like you've been training this entire through hike smoking cigarettes? Because now you have an edge on me?
What?
The smoke.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose so, actually.
This is probably an ultralight strategy of yours. You probably actually stopped carrying as much tobacco and lit those forest fires so that you could just smoke while walking without any effort, huh?
Well, it's definitely more of a Zen, less tobacco day, I'll say that. You merely adopted the smoke. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see clear air until I was a man.
I don't know if he's ever seen clear air. We're in no real danger. This is just very annoying, at least for me. Just through these trees here is about a 500-foot cliff. It's hard to tell, but it's one of the few places on trail that there's actually been a legitimately dangerous slope to the side of the trail. I have been passing by a lot more of these berry bushes, which I'm pretty sure are huckleberries. I cannot look at the ground anymore because I've wasted an hour. I wouldn't say wasted, but spent an hour picking huckleberries. All of these bushes around here have huckleberries on them, pretty much. Okay, I lied. Never mind. I keep seeing these really rich bushes, and I gotta stop and pick about 10 from each. I'll get to camp about midnight, I'm sure. Not leaving town with enough food and also running through a huckleberry patch like this is not a good formula for progress. I'm like, my appetite is demanding that I stop every 10 seconds and grab another huckleberry or another 5. This is more my speed. It's gotten so much more lush today. This is what I'm expecting from Montana. I'm really excited about it. There's an old cabin here. Are you able to open the door? Oh. Strange.
Oh yeah, it's just this.
Rocky and I have figured out how to break into the cabin.
Yeah, but I have experience in this kind of stuff.
Let's hope we don't find a dead guy or anything.
I mean, it's a pretty nice cabin.
Interesting. A few bunks.
In free gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Real light stuff here. Is there any food? There's a back door. We could have just walked straight in.
Who needs down anyway?
Yeah. If this was a little bit further down trail, I'd stop and camp here, but it's not. Old tortillas.
Maybe.
I did steal some salt out of this can because I need it for my dinner tonight. Sorry, whoever runs this thing. As cool as that was, it's like 1,000 degrees in there, so I wanted to eat a snack at the table inside, but I couldn't, so I'm going to the creek. Here's the choice. Take a right and go up the switchbacks, or stay straight and go up the ladder. I'm gonna go up the ladder. It's supposed to be an ass crusher, but it's a little shorter. So are you a man or are you a berry picker?
Man, I don't know. Stop speaking in fucking riddles.
Well, take a look. Berry pickers, stay to the right. I'm going up the ladder. You will be judged based on this decision. I'm not even gonna look at the camera. I'm just gonna walk forward and I'm gonna stop the recording. And when I get to the top of the hill, if he's behind me, I'll still have a modicum of respect for him. Otherwise, I'm not gonna look. At least there's plenty of berries to eat on the way up here. Clover's a bit behind me, so I can't get a video of it, but he did take the road, so that's good. It was a killer climb. Be like 1,000 feet in like 0.3 or 0.4 miles. So, how do you really feel about it?
I feel like we're not through hikers. We just took a shortcut, an unregulated, an unofficial shortcut. Why did you do this to me?
I didn't do it to you. We walked straight uphill. It was almost like climbing.
You attacked my masculinity in order to ruin my through hike. That's
There's no such thing as a ruined through hike on the CDT as long as you have your unbroken footsteps. We're in the corridor.
Is that how you feel about
That was
this
probably
guy?
that was actually the old trail.
Was it really?
Yeah, before they rerouted it.
Wow, that's fucking dumb.
This guy back here acting like he's never taken an alternate before. It's very difficult to impress on people just how many of these berries there are. All of these plants along the trail for miles and miles and miles are just full of berries. It's really difficult to make any progress here. Got the one day something interesting is going on. We got food in the woods for free, and you're first into camp.
That's how it goes sometimes. To the victor goes the spoils, I suppose.
The spoils are in the woods, growing on the bushes, but
I need real food.
Starting the morning off with some Huckleberry Crunch cereal. Got a lot more of it left over too. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with this. I know eat it is the obvious choice, but I can't eat all this at once. Everybody's gone but Splash, which she'll be gone soon too. We're gonna be rushing to town. That's Clover's piss pile right there, where he just gets out of his tent and pisses directly on the ground. Beautiful stuff. It's almost 9 a.m. and I've already caught up to Clover and Rocky, who are behind me. A lot of climbing for no reason this morning through burned areas, so it's not very exciting. Clover is trying to get to the road so that he can get to McDonald's, which is 3 towns away. Now's about the time I'm pretty glad I spent the hour picking these yesterday, because I'm about completely out of food. And they might not be super calorie dense, but they are tasty. Well, almost to the road. Another 122 miles down, I guess, somewhere around there. Really ready to get into town and eat something, and then probably go to the rodeo later, so maybe I'll get some of that on camera too. I don't know if it's apparent, but the entire sky here at the rodeo is filled with smoke, and half of the attendees here are firefighters. That way, that's all firefighters back there behind me. Aren't you guys supposed to be fighting the fucking fire? Boo-hoo. This is the firefighter tug of war. They're simulating, yeah, they're simulating pulling on a hose to pull it away from the wildfire that's raging out in the hills here, causing the sky to look like the end of the world is happening.